So we have some fairly strange breaking news. Donald Trump was just spotted on live TV randomly wandering around the roof of the White House, shouting strange and mostly incoherent things at reporters, but mentioning that he's talking about building nuclear weapons, making strange gestures with his hands. Even the Fox News reporter who cuts in on this seems kind of perplexed by his actions. And this comes at a time where recent polls indicate that a plurality of Americans have serious questions about Trump's physical and mental health, and we have to talk about it. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, let's take a look at some of these clips, and then we'll take a look at the polling about the Commander-in-Chief's mental health.
On the roof of the White House, he's taking questions, or he was just a few moments ago. Let's listen in, please.
Looking good, Peter. Are you going to blow up? I do. Something beautiful. What does that mean? What do you? More ways to spend my money.
Can you give us another thing?
We'll show you. It's just another way to spend my money for the country.
Are you considering a raise, or?
Anything I do is financed by me, so you're not worried. It's contributed. Just like my salary is contributed, but nobody ever mentions that.
Are you going to add another level?
On the roof.
We'll get to the nuclear question thing in a moment, the nuclear missile thing, because he makes a comment about that. Just a couple of things. Again, that's Stuart Varney from Fox News Business. He doesn't sound particularly amused, kind of perplexed by what Trump is doing. Also note the strange gestures that he's making as well. He's also appealing to this idea that he's trying to spend his money and he's doing it kind of magnanimously for the American people. Two things to note. Yes, it is true that Trump contributes his $400,000 constitutionally allotted salary as President of the United States to the American people, but we also know, thanks to investigative reporting, that Trump has made orders of magnitude more money off the presidency, certainly in his first term, even more in his second term, because of his bullshit meme coin, his stable coin, his crypto ventures, having foreign dignitaries and other things, Secret Service, occupy and pay for space at various Trump properties. So when he says, well, I've given you $400,000 a year back to the American people, it's like, well, one, that's the only thing you're supposed to be getting, period. You're supposed to be divesting yourself, separating yourself totally from all business and personal finance related ventures and only accepting what the taxpayers pay you. Again, your $400,000 salary. Instead, Trump's like, well, I'm giving that back, so I'm defying the Constitution, and in exchange, I'm making a shit ton of money. Again, my bullshit meme coin, my cryptocurrency, my stable coin with World Liberty Financial, all the golf resorts that are being opened up by way of my business dealings with foreign countries and foreign businesses. So don't be fooled by that. Trump doesn't get any credit for giving back his salary when he's making orders of magnitude more money off the American people and his position as president in the objectively most corrupt presidency in the history of the United States, to say nothing of the fact that whatever he does with the White House may or may not be personally financed. It wouldn't be the first time Trump said he was going to do something out of his own pocket and then lied about it and caused Americans to foot the bill, like we're footing the bill for his Qatari luxury jet that he's going to make Air Force One. We're paying the bill to have it upgraded to be the new Air Force One, and then he's going to take it with him. So again, don't be fooled by any of that. That was really strange. Then he makes it even stranger with this clip.
Mr. President, what do you want to build? What are you trying to build? Sir, you approve? You say more missiles? Are you building missiles?
Just, I don't even know what to say. He's just a weird guy. He's a really, really strange guy at a time when you would think the American people are looking for stability, mental stability, financial stability. And if you look at the polls, it's not looking good for Trump. Voters are increasingly concerned about Trump's health. This is from July 30th, 2025. Data for Progress. The White House acknowledged that Donald Trump is suffering from a mild age-related illness known as chronic venous insufficiency. When Trump won the 2024 presidential election at age 78, he became the oldest person elected to that office in U.S. history. Now, it is true that President Biden is older than Trump, I think about 3 years, but at the time that Trump was inaugurated, he was older than Biden was when Biden was inaugurated. So that's why they say that. While Trump recently claimed to have gotten, quote, every answer right on a cognitive exam, new data for Progress polling finds that voters are increasingly having doubts about Trump's fitness to lead the country as president. Voters are split 49 to 48 over whether Trump is too old to be president. However, the percentage of voters who believe Trump is too old has jumped 10 points over the last year. This includes a 12-point jump among independents. So, growing percentage of voters think Trump is too old to be president. Yes, Trump is too old to be president. Don't know. No, Trump is not too old to be president. It's 49 to 48. As of July of this year, July of last year, it was 39 to 55. And listen, I get it. As somebody who just, if you look superficially, last July of last year, President Biden very often looked older and more infirm than Trump. Trump is certainly more energetic. Now, I would argue if you dig deeper than that, if you scratch past the superficial, look at their vocabulary, look at their accomplishments, look at their legislative and executive record, then Trump looked really worse by comparison. He's dumber than Biden. He's more, verbally impaired than Biden. He's not able to speak cogently and substantively on matters of policy the way that Biden was. But listen, if you're just flipping through the channels and you see Joe Biden talking really softly and having a shuffling, awkward gait, Trump, by comparison, looks so much more robust, again, superficially. But now that Biden's out of office and Trump has to just simply defend his robust vigor on his own with nothing to compare it to, doesn't look so good. Additionally, a growing share of voters either believe Trump is experiencing cognitive decline or are unsure. Since last July, the percentage of voters who think Trump is not experiencing cognitive decline has decreased from 55% to 45%, while the percentage who think he is experiencing decline has jumped up 7 points. So more voters now believe Trump is experiencing cognitive decline. Do you believe Trump is experiencing cognitive decline that affects his ability to lead? 48% say yes, 45% say no, and then you have an increasing gap of people who don't know, which is still not good, right? You would want, if you're Trump or if you're a Trump supporter, you would want the answer to be squarely, no, I don't think he's experiencing cognitive decline. But obviously the evidence indicates that he is, and now the polls are catching up. More people than not think that Trump is experiencing cognitive decline that affects his ability to lead. Now, it was 41% in July of last year to 55%. 55% last year said, no, Trump is not experiencing cognitive decline that will affect his ability to lead, compared to 41, and now more people than not believe that he is. Voters are now less certain that Trump will have the cognitive ability to lead until 2029. In July 2024, before the election, a plurality of voters said he would be able to serve until 2029. Today, a plurality say that he will not. Voters are less certain Trump will have the cognitive ability to lead until 2029. Last year, again, July 2024, it was 48 who say that he will, to 47 who say that he will not. Now, it's 42 who say that he will, compared to 49 who say that he won't. He won't have the ability to lead cognitively until 2029. So again, a decisive plurality say, no, I don't think he's got what it takes to make it through the end of his second term. So this is not good for Trump. And when he does shit like this, these like random, obviously we go through all the times that he has his gaffes and he can't speak cogently on topics or whatever, but even just randomly wandering on the roof of the White House, making weird gestures and talking about building nuclear missiles, that's not going to add to the reassurance that he has the mental state to lead. Now, of course, his supporter will say, oh, that's just Trump being quirky and, silly and whatever. Again, Trump isn't really well known for his sense of humor, so I have no reason to believe that that's the case. It just sounds like, he's an adult old man in a state of cognitive decline, and the American people are recognizing it, and we're only 6 months into his second term. So it's not looking good, folks. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.